Okay, so Swain plus Thresh. Swain is a unit that levels, champion that levels when you've dealt 12 non-combat damage, and this unit is often not paired with Shadow Isles, but Shadow Isles actually has a variety of cheap ways to enable this. So we've got things like Doom Beast here, which enters play and gets to drain them, which is nice. And then we've got things like Cursed Keeper to pair with like Glimpse from Beyond and Chronicle of Room to blink out to get early power in. And notably with Thresh as our second champion here, he levels when he's seen 6 units die. We've got a bunch of cheap things that we don't mind throwing under the bus. A noxious card that notably pairs very well with Thresh is our copies of House Spider here. This creates 2 cheap bodies for you to be able to throw away to level up Thresh. Thresh also has a small amount of synergy with Swain in that Swain has this little bit of evasion and fearsome, and Thresh's Challenger lets you pull potential fearsome blockers out of the way so you're more likely to connect with your champion. At the very top end of our curve, we've got Rekindler and Leviathan to generate us some value and reach as we enter into the mid-game. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this. It felt good last time, I'm interested to see if it can feel good again. We'll either have a good set, we'll add it to the website and hit diamond, or we'll tank our rank and we'll end up back down in plat. Does Rekindler summon Swain over Thresh? It depends on who's leveled. Zoe Twisted Fate. I feel like I should mulligan looking for cheap interaction against a Zoe Twisted Fate deck. I got a lot of Death Sands and stuff like that. None of these are super exciting. Pretty cool to turn 1 Zoe.
That egg, did it move?
If they had Zoe, they would have played it on 1 here. I'm playing this out in case we draw a 2-drop unit on 2. Depending on what they do here, it might be right to glimpse this proactively on their turn 3 and then play Doom Beast to drain. I just don't have anything else to do with my mana this turn. I don't just wanna burn 3 of it, I don't think. Opponent's deck could be playing things like Pale Cascade or Sleight of Hand, so don't necessarily want to try and kill this even if we drew something that would let us. Alright, looks like they're just an elusive aggro deck. I'm gonna go ahead and pass here because there's no way they're not attacking. And then we'll play Doom Beast post-combat and gain some of the life back.
Watch this.
It's not a terrible pickup. Let's just round out our curve here a little bit, which is nice. Open attacks with this. Probably a free 3-ball. Definitely need to find a way to get some damage marked on this. Although, Thresh is going to let us control the board a little bit soon here, which is nice. Yeah, Doom Beast is just a sweet card that like happens to synergize with what else we have going on, which is nice.
Where are you?
Where are you? The one thing that impressed me last time we played this deck, we ended up leveling. That's vomit-inducing. We ended up leveling Thresh a lot last time we played this deck. Although this start's not great for leveling up Thresh. Because we have a lot of cheap units in the deck. Death Sand is not a terrible pickup. Probably get Thresh down before we do that. Ideally want him to be able to see things start dying. They had Sleight of Hand in their deck, in addition to Pocket Aces. So Swain is still a good deal away from level up. There's a big difference between 9 and 7. I don't know. I didn't feel like I had an issue closing out games with things like Leviathan in my early cheap plays. Last time that we played, I didn't feel like I needed the extra grind that a card like Captain Ledros would provide. Alright, so if they have a...
Indecision is the first.
If they have a second copy of Salvage here, they're going to get to level Twisted Fate, which is rough. Because that'll put him to...
Pledge or perish.
Pick a card, sure. But pick a card was leveling him regardless.
Such little lives.
What's going on, Dr. Jazin? So, Swain is at 5 out of 12 here currently. Okay, do you also have a Bale Cascade? No, that one was him.
Now this game's heating up.
A Swain passive counts as non-combat damage. It does.
Merely pawns in a greater game.
So I still get to kill this with Ravenous Flock here.
Darkness hides in their path.
Yeah, box is looking real good.
Please or not.
They could Pale Cascade to save this. That would be real bad for us. We'd go to 2. The question for next turn is, do I want to open attacks? I think I do. I think we try and open attacks to clear their board. Yeah, exactly. Open attacks, pull verbal. They could have Hush here, or a Pale Cascade, or a Pocket Aces. But this is the line. Drago Control. No, it's a linear combo deck. It's not linear, it's a combo deck, more than a control deck.
Hides no longer.
Order, sir. Bring forth our army.
Great. So I've got this to stun things that are already in play, and I've got this to kill things that are coming into play next turn. So, like, maybe we have a shot here? Definitely not just done yet. Sitting for a bit, huh? Yeah, decks that don't play to the board tend to not be very good in Runeterra. It's one of the reasons why Runeterra is a great game. The combat system, the combat step really matters. We get Equinoxed? Fuck. Ugh. This now. So that stops this from stunning their board here with Swain. Needed a couple of things to break differently that game for us. Like that to be one card sooner. They had a lot of protection in hand though too, so there's a chance that's not good enough. If they didn't find the Equinox there, I think we're in a really good spot. They're what, like 30% to find a specific card off of that? Scorched Earth's a card I've been less impressed with as the format has matured, as people have realized the Plaza decks outside of Scouts aren't that good. Is it the same person we just played against or someone else? This hand's great. Got a good solid curve here. Cursed Keeper is good with Chronicler. Get some pressure going. Yes. Yeah, the turn they proactively silenced my Thresh, so it couldn't hook something, allowed them to gain a lot of tempo and push a lot of damage. For sure. We attempt to murder Zoe here and get Sunblessed figured and then curl up in a little ball and cry. Okay.
Unseen, unheard.
So this will put 7 power into play next turn. Yeah, by the numbers, Targon Plaza and Lucian Plaza aren't that impressive though. For point of reference. If you lump all the Lucian Plaza decks together, are they positive?
Never lost a fair game. Hold it, partner.
I mean, I'm not talking about fun. I'm talking from a purely data-driven look at Mobalytics, look at the records of everybody playing these decks standpoint. When I say by the numbers, that's what I mean. I mean, go on Mobalytics and look at the list that people are playing and see what their win rates are.
Trickster never loses because Zoe makes the rules. Let's do it over there.
Yeah, Plaza is good in Scouts because its misfortunes 4 through 6 is a good summary. I actually think BBG's build of Hecarim Plaza is one of the worst builds. I think building that deck as a mid-range deck that's looking to go big and go long is the incorrect approach. It's much worse at other Plaza decks that are interested in doing that. I think that deck excels when it can be aggressive. I think Swim was playing some builds with Blighted Caretaker. That's the build I prefer as well. The build that's up on my website has Blighted Caretaker in it. The bigger builds that play Rekindler and stuff notably tend to be very bad when they don't draw Plaza, which makes the deck very inconsistent, because either you don't draw Plaza or you draw Plaza and kill it, and you're left over with a pretty mediocre deck of cards.
You pay first.
I'm supposed to tell this to get flocked proactively. I think I'm supposed to hold on to this flock at this point, so that way if I go to Death's Hand this and they level it up in response, I can kill it with flock still. As this leveled Twisted Fate stays in play, we are not winning. That's a bad thing. Yeah, a lot of the Hecarim lists have a real bad one, right? That was my understanding. Alright, show me the zap. Show me the pale cascade. Dolar, thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. Oh, hey look, they did us a solid and damaged it. That's good.
Looks like I'm on a hot
It's got a low win rate in reality, but a high win rate in my heart. God bless. You know what? And follow your heart, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, if you enjoy playing a deck, like, that should drive whether or not you're gonna play it. But just like, again, by the metrics.
Get in the portal!
I think I'm killing Zoe here in response to you, right? Alright, now I'm gonna click OK, because they red carded. What's going on, Drunk Owl? Bunk. So the problem here is their next Twisted Fate is still leveled here.
Merely pawns in a greater game.
Man, does it feel bad to play against TF Go Hard. That's just like big January 2020 mood for Runeterra, right?
Oh, I hear them!
We're gonna die to these elusives again here. Alright, we're gonna try and get one more game that's not against exactly that deck where we get thrashed. Before we rate this up. Almost assuredly not breaking into diamond at this rate though. I doubt I have 7 more games in me. Especially not with a mid-range deck like this. Right. I could see Thresh being fine to keep here. Probably gonna see a lot of things die. Could be right to mulligan him for curve purposes early though too. Picking up Death Sand's not terrible because they are a Zoe deck.
I bear a message from. Oh, hey, what's that?
So one of the things that I'm seeing in chat from people talking about Whale and talking about Grasp, it could be that those cards are good to play in here, but you're not actually thinking about the deck. You're thinking about the last game that we just played, and you will drive yourself mad and make your decks that you are playing significantly worse if you effectively sideboard them after every game that you play against the last deck that you just lost against on the ladder. Like, maybe if the last opponent's deck was like an established deck in the format that I knew we were going to play against consistently, but like, I've been playing Runeterra for almost 8 hours today, and I know we just hit it twice in a row. Probably the same opponent, I wasn't paying attention to the name, but that's not really an established deck in the format, and making a knee-jerk change to my deck based off what felt like a bad matchup against another off-meta deck isn't something you really want to be doing. So, I'm not saying that your recommendations are bad, I am saying that the reason you're making your recommendations is bad, though.
portal me something cool.
I do that all the time when testing out new deck ideas. Yeah, and the what you have to think about is when you're making decisions like that, you need to ask, the most important question to be asking yourself frequently is, oh, I should have waited till they attack so they could play a second Zoe now and hit me and get a thing out of it. That's a very big mistake. You need to ask yourself the really important question, how often does the thing that just happened in the game that felt bad, how often is that actually going to happen versus was it an outlier that I just need to not worry about? And separating what the average cases are from the outlier cases is very valuable. Helps you come to good conclusions. Yeah, but so Devourers, and one other thing I'd encourage you specific to this channel, instead of me telling you that your idea is bad, tell me why it's good. If you have a suggestion that you'd like to make for the deck that I'm playing, articulate yourself. Tell me what change I should make, why you think it's good generically, talk about specifics, what decks are common in the format that you think that change is worthwhile against, that type of stuff. Yeah, things like that too, and you make changes for one matchup and they can make other matchups worse, which generically speaking, when you make changes like changing one anti-aggro card for a different anti-aggro card that was a little bit better in a specific situation, that's a fine way to approach it. Agree with that. Kai Tromal, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. For folks that are new, we've got a ton of new followers to this. This isn't a time I usually stream at. If you're new to my content and the channel in general, a couple of years before I started streaming Runeterra, I streamed Magic the Gathering full-time. Before I was a full-time Magic the Gathering streamer, I spent several years traveling the United States as a professional Magic the Gathering player. I have dozens of top 8 finishes in tournaments ranging from hundreds of players to thousands of players. Past that, I also have I have a good mathematical background. I have a master's degree in mathematics and have spent some time teaching math. So I tend to be very analytical with the things that I'm doing and why. Speaking of, yikes, that's terrifying. Well, super punished for open attacks. I don't currently ever intend to go back to playing Magic the Gathering unless Wizards of the Coast changes something or my financial situation changes. As long as it is financially feasible for me to afford my family to have a place to live while streaming Runeterra, I plan to focus on Runeterra. Yes, this is kind of loose. Maybe I'm supposed to... I think I'm going to attack in with Thresh plus all of these, and if they mark damage on here, we can flock it to pop the Spell Shield plus Scorched Earth it, and if they kill some of my idiots, it's like not that big of a deal, because they're leveling Thresh. Anything I missed from the Magic Days? Running, well, I guess it depends on what you mean by Magic Days. If you're referring to when I streamed Magic, I miss hosting tournaments. But if you're referring to grinding, traveling, professional Magic, I miss traveling. Although, traveling in general isn't an option right now, given the current state of the world. There's my owl costume. Oh, I still have my owl costume, don't worry. Don't you worry, we still got an owl costume. Alright, so this levels Thresh, and then Rekindler gives me Thresh back. Rough. So I said anything about way to host tournaments in client. Yeah, having in client tournaments hostable is something that's on the roadmap, but not in the short term. It's something they would like to do eventually, but they don't have a target date for it.
Bring these back.
Yeah, private tournament support would be really sweet. For sure. Agreed. So this is currently getting a Thresh. I just want to kill as many of their things that have fearsome blockers as possible here.
Where there is life, there is hope.
It's kind of scary. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this now and see what we draw. It might be right to just double flock this to get it out of the way. I think I like double flocking this because it levels Swain as well, which is great.
They should thank you.
I silenced a mod. Mods can't actually time themselves out. Okay, and they're healing this, which means we can still kill it with Scorched Earth next turn, right? That's not terrible.
My spirit is
Oh, we could Noxian Fervor the Karma. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of think we could probably kill through that, maybe. I mean, they had Nopify. They weren't tapped out. Like for the record, they were not by any means guaranteed to kill the Karma there.
Please, I have connections.
I'm gonna block him with this in case they save this. That way it takes the damage and then I can kill it with block. So I take a chunk of damage here, but this is gonna die potentially, assuming no Nopify. Maybe I'm supposed to block with this because it soaks a little bit more damage and I kill it with Noxian Fervor just in case. Did I just die? Is that lethal? Nope, going to 1, right? I guess I can Fervor now and then take nothing. That's the play, right? We just Fervor and take nothing.
Victory at any cost. Empire above all.
This game's not over yet by any means. They double, what's it called? They double star shaping this turn, so like their hand's got some biggity bombs in it.
One candle for every sun.
I will break them.
That's probably gonna do it. I don't really want to attack because I want my Threshes to level if possible. Blue Barracuda and Barbarez. I think I missed King Fox a couple of minutes ago too. And Panda, welcome to the channel. Zoe, everything is super reasonable. Alright, I'm gonna try one more match with this deck before I write it off and call it an afternoon. There's a good chance this was just a fluke last time we played it through. That's why we play them a second time. People ask me if I'll put decks on the website before after playing them one time, and usually for brews I like to play them at least twice. All right, let's see. This is a different style of deck. First non-target deck. Full mulligan, looking for Scorched Earths and removal spells here. All right. Need some units to pair with these glimpses.
There's plenty of cannon left. You started without me.
It's a pretty good start. What do you say Targon's weakness is as a region? It doesn't have fast speed interaction. The only fast, I guess Hush is kind of bends that a little bit. It technically doesn't have any fast spells or hard removal. All of its removal needs to be paired with other things to have it actually push through. Sure, I agree that Hush is very powerful, but Hush is objectively not an answer on its own. Hush is frequently paired with other things that work out well for it, but to say that its removal on its own is just not true. This is pretty mediocre against some of their pump spells here. Sure. Do I want to get damage marked on this? Yeah, I think so. Putting this to 1 means it trades here later. Is Precipice still here? Is Targon the most played region in the game? I definitely agree that Targon's pretty pushed in general. It does a lot. Or is that, I guess Shadow Isles might hold that title. Shadow Isles and Bilgewater. Okay, that makes sense.
I've got your back.
All right, let's mess some folks up.
Oh, Bertrand.
Yep. So they're going to open on a scout attack here. We do this and hope to draw a blocker here. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's probably the best draw in our deck at that point. If they don't have a Sharp Sight in hand, I get to save the thing that's trying to hook Thresh here. And that levels him. Is leveled Thresh good enough here? Swain's not quite leveled up yet. We are dead to rally. They didn't have a Sharp Sight last turn.
Demasia's words will
It's a shame this isn't turn 8.
Show them what we're made of.
We burn, then kindle anew.
Okay. I think I'm supposed to just play another Rekindler here, right?
One candle for every sun.
Time to get rowdy.
Such naivete.
Nothing stands in our way.
Thresh always grabs a not Thresh champion, is my understanding.
My time.
So this levels Swain. So that's probably what we want to do this turn. It could have been right to put down the Leviathan too.
My shield is yours.
Witness.
Get to go pretty wide here though.
Been a long path to get here.
Okay. So this.
Sacrifice must be made.
So I think we hook this so that way they only get. They get 2 free eats here technically. Is that even right? It's probably right to just hook this and get 1 Swain, right?
Patience is a tactician's greatest
Just keep plenty of blockers here
tool. By my hand will Noxus rise.
since they have this barrier. So I can like either block here for free or bump here and then I keep the Swain.
Fall by my sword. Press on.
Yeah, strength. Strength is power. Even says on this card, right? Or strength. Do I have a card that says strong? It's strength, then converted cost, then life. It's the pecking order it goes in. Maybe I shouldn't just pass here. Maybe I should proactively play a Leviathan. I think that pass was wrong. Hopefully they attack, but my pass there could definitely have been wrong.
Dare oppose Noxus.
And then Leviathan into opens will win the game next turn.
Order, sir. Bring forth our army.
This will stun these, and put them to 13, and this does 7, 8, or 7, 12, 13.
Something to keep
So
us
these decks don't usually play single combat, so this should be clean.
alive.
Praise the Noctora. Remember this day.
Remember this day. Alright, we are going to play until I hit diamond or until I lose. That might be a bold claim. It might be here another hour. But we're gonna grind this until we take it till we rank up or until we lose. Yeah, Swain. This deck is pretty good at connecting with Swain. Yeah, these bigger decks might be a challenge for us. The Karma Mansion felt hard. A full mulligan looking for the bottom end of our curve. Not amazing, but fine. Hopefully we draw champion to pair with Rekindler. Rekindler's really good when grinding. Oh wait, Zoe Asol. I wonder if they're playing the discard Peaks deck. These were the champions we played in these regions. Oh gosh! I think we're getting Target's Peak, chat.
Did it move?
The discard Peaks deck was really sweet when we played it. I'm excited to get back to that one.
I must get out of here.
I must get out of here. Yeah, we were playing it with the PNZ discard cards. Just taking this pass. This isn't exciting, but I think I just want to play stuff out of my hand here and attack them. If there's a target speak in our future.
Know your path, for the mountain changes.
That card seems really ambitious in their deck. Unless there's no way this is their only PNZ card, right? Oh, they've discarded Jury Rig too. Alright, I'm fine trading either of these for any of these, so we'll attack. I'm not fine trading this here, especially with these Ravenous blocks in hand. Hey, Diddly Gold, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. We can tell this to get flocked and then play a Doom Beast here. Really hoping to draw a champion. So we can do something with this Rekindler. This is a really slow champion. This Doom Beast trigger level Swain. Sure. I think as enticing as it is to play this out, to ship in, to be able to ship this into here cleanly, I don't think I want to not have an answer to Zoe rolled up against their Zoe deck.
I'm innocent. Idiots.
We are 2 turns off of playing this, unfortunately, still. Really hoping to draw a 5-drop next turn. I think they'd have to change Thresh's stat line to make him a 4-drop, and I don't know that I think changing his stat line would hurt his design. This is a fantastic draw. And it is the 5-drop I wanted for Christmas.
The fuel for the minute.
Set up to open on attacks next turn, since they don't have any fearsome blockers.
Pledge or perish.
Hush, little Swain, now don't say a word.
away.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Order, sir. Bring forth our army.
Hey, regions don't have any sweepers in it here, so playing this out seems pretty safe.
Trickster never loses because Zoe makes the rules.
Apexa, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon. Stun the flame chopper again. Stun it into the ground. There shall be no unstunned flame chompers here. You get a stun and you get a stun. Everybody gets a stun. All right, we've clawed back the 40 LP we lost to the Twisted Fate Zoe decks. See if we can make progress here. Did we lose more than that? We lost to something else too, didn't we? Well, we lost to a target deck. Another third target deck. I don't know if that was necessarily a good game. Our opponent didn't do a whole lot. Didn't seem like their deck was able to function for whatever it was designed to do. The Bob Waffles, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So logic, they can discard their cheap cards to the peak since they're Celestial Bombs. Yeah, I think so. If you check out my highlights YouTube channel, there was a peak discard highlight last week that featured a list that was trying to do that. If you want to see an example of what that list could look like. Dimba, thanks for the follow. No, it was the Zoe Karma deck. The Zoe Karma deck was the third one. Yeah, honestly, I kind of want to keep all these. Swain's pretty likely to die. Bringing him back with Rekindler sounds great. Miss pre-expedition patch Thresh. What is that? What is pre-expedition patch? I just mean like back during open beta. I wasn't playing then. What did he look like? How is he different now? I would like to block.
It's Draven time. That egg. Did it move?
Like blocking Draven and glimpsing here. And if they want a Mystic Shot, my Spider will glimpse again. Looks like the goal of the deck was to miss on Allegiance of the Mountain Sky. It did look a little bit like that. You're not wrong. The previous opponent's deck had a lot of things going on. And then because we have these Rekindlers rolled up here, I get to be super aggressive with this Swain, which is great.
The power you do not see.
So you get to ship him on in there and chunk on through. Sure.
Such little lives. Axes coming right up.
X Beans, good evening. And this is basically another Rekindler, right?
Humanity is obsolete.
So we're gonna get aggressive with pressuring their board next turn.
Prime and ready.
Witness strength.
How many decks did we play today? I've lost count. 5 or 6? It depends on if you count the expedition this morning. We started, or the expedition, the gauntlet.
Inferior design.
Caveman math says many. Lots. More than well.
Safety
Okay.
I thought you'd never ask.
One thought I've had so far is that this many of these effects has felt like too much. I definitely had a lot of games where I don't have ways to kill my opponent's stuff or put damage on my opponent's stuff to kill them.
Don't miss.
It just felt mediocre. I think I jump here to keep my life total high.
You have to get me out of here.
Space is also valuable.
Stop me.
Yusiki, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I think I'd rather get Thresh down here than play another Rekindler out. This Swain's still at 0 out of 12.
System upgrade.
Firing. They don't know what they're up against.
Safety disengaged.
Miri, thanks for the follow. You locked down in the UK. Yeah, they probably don't want to be the next United States. Hitting, you know, unreal numbers.
We burn, then kindle anew.
Charge.
Not be surprised if this got told to get flocked again here. I guess I should technically put this at the end. In a world where it doesn't die to a flock or a scorched earth here.
So ordinary.
This is gonna hurt for you.
The board resolves like this, it's great for us.
Indecision is the first of many.
Yeah, I'll be done real soon, bud. Because I like my job. He's not wrong. We're just gonna die to this Israel, right? We get to Chronicler a Rekindler here. It doesn't really do much for us, right?
Please, I have connections.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. Like for 8.5 hours. Let's deck. I think there's let's talk about this one. So while there's definitely improvements you could make in this deck, I'd be kind of surprised if it's super competitive overall. I guess that's not strictly true. The biggest issue I felt with this deck was that we just had so many games where Scorched Earths and Ravenous blocks rotted in our hand, and I would definitely cut some amount of those. I don't know if you could reasonably cut Ravenous block in a Swain deck, but I feel like there's a chance that it's correct, so. At any rate, I'll be back tomorrow morning with some more Runeterra stuff. Thanks everybody for hanging out to the end. Shout out to all the new followers that we had today. Remember, if you enjoy the content, check out my website and my 2 YouTube channels. One of them posts daily deck highlights. We play a ton of Constructed here, so we cycle through a lot of stuff. And while they're not all winners like this, the best of the best decks end up on my website and my YouTube highlights channel. So there's a great place to find off-meta decks that can be competitive. Have a good afternoon, folks. Peace.